My name is Louisa Frederick, and on behalf of the Human Resources Department, I would like to say that we miss seeing you and look forward to the day when we can all be together again. The purpose of this video is to highlight and explain the changes that the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration, or FMCSA, has implemented this year. At the beginning of this year, we also decided to partner with Global Data Fusion for the administration of our drug and alcohol program. Therefore, we felt that this video would be a great opportunity to introduce both our third-party administrator and the new changes made by FMCSA that impact both DOT-regulated employees as well as their employers. We felt that there was no better way to share this information than by going with a person from Global Data Fusion who has the knowledge and expertise in this field. Today we have with us Mr. Lawrence Bergeron. Lawrence is a nationwide sales director for Global Data Fusion. The knowledge and expertise in his resume are well-rounded. Lawrence is a former narcotics canine handler. During this tenure, Lawrence was a recipient of the 100 Club Law Enforcement Officer of the Year. He was also recognized by several local civic organizations for his dedication and willingness to assist in any way he could. His dedication grew into a passion to help businesses with sound advice, which included not only assisting with the development of drug and alcohol programs for companies, but also to educate these companies and assist individuals who simply needed advice and sometimes just simple understanding. Lawrence also was a safety manager of a major oil service company. In that role, he managed the company's nationwide DOT fleet. We are grateful to have someone with his passion and experience sharing with us much useful information today. Lawrence, thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Louisa. Global Data Fusion was founded by Ed Roy in 1997. The primary service provided consisted of private investigations and background screening for individuals and companies alike. In 2019, Ed's vision expanded to providing drug testing services to complement the successful business he had originally founded. Global Data Fusion now provides services and support companies like SLEMCO and several other 100 companies throughout the United States, providing all the mentioned services. So let's get to some of the changes made in 2020, and not about having to wear a face mask everywhere you went, but in particular changes made by the FMCSA. One of the major changes concerned random selection percentage. So how is this rate determined? And no, companies do not just put this in their policy. On August 17, 2001, a final rule titled Controlled Substance and Alcohol Use and Testing established a process by which the FMCSA determines whether the minimum annual percentage rate for random controlled substance testing should be increased or decreased. All DOT modes, which include FMCSA, started out at a 50% random rate, and all motor regulations contain the same provisions that the rate will or can only be lowered to 25% if the positive rate is below 1% for 2 consecutive years. The positive rate for any mode ever goes above 1% for any given year, the rate automatically reverts back to the 50% rate. So effective January 1st, 2016, the FMCSA reduced random drug testing rate from 50% of CDL drivers tested to 25%. So why was this change made? Based on FMCSA's Management Information System reports, MIS, for calendar years 2011, 2012, and 2013, the positive rate for controlled substances random testing fell below the 1% threshold for 3 consecutive calendar years. As a result, the FMCSA lowered its controlled substance minimum annual percentage rate for random controlled substance testing to 25% of the average number of driver positions. In 2020, this percentage rate became 50% once again. For us older guys, as Paul Harvey would say, now you know the rest of the story. Now, a brief explanation on what is this FMCSA clearinghouse all about. The clearinghouse's objective is to stop commercial vehicle drivers from failing a drug test from one employee and going to another. Simply put, these people who want to cheat the system have found ways to do this because the information was not real time. The FMCSA has projected this new tool safety-related benefit to be over $40 million annually just from reducing drug and alcohol-related crashes. Basically, the clearinghouse is a secured online database created by the FMCSA and became fully operational on January 6, 2020. It was created to give the employers, FMCSA, state driver's license agencies, and state law enforcement agents real-time information concerning drug and alcohol program violations for commercial drivers, license holders, and learner's permit holders. What is stored in this database? Refusals, positive results, employers' direct knowledge of illegal drug or alcohol use on the job or just prior to starting work, substance abuse professionals, SAP, reports of successful completion return to duty process, and also the failure to complete the return to duty results. Although the clearinghouse rule actually started effective on January 4, 2013, the implementation date was January 6, 2020. States now agencies will be required to query the clearinghouse. In addition, failing a DOT drug and alcohol test remains on your record for 3 years. While this may not seem very long, if you are terminated because of the drug alcohol test results, the termination remains on your record even longer. A little side note, 11 states and Washington, D.C. have now legalized marijuana for recreational use for adults over 21, and 33 states have legalized medical marijuana. Still others have even decriminalized it. So you may think, I'll just move to this or that state and won't have to worry about it. However, professional drivers required to have a CDL, any marijuana use is forbidden. It is also a requirement that employers conduct a query. Employers must query prospective employees and all current employees at least annually who meet the definition of a CDL driver. By now you have received your company's new alcohol and drug policy. I suggest you read it, and if you have any questions, contact your supervisor and, if necessary, your HR department. A second policy is the non-DOT policy. This particular policy tests for more than 5 drugs outlined in DOT regulations for CDL drivers. Basically, a number of drugs can be tested for and can cover, for example, synthetic drugs like K2 spice, also referred to as synthetic marijuana. Now, in addition, another part of the non-DOT policy you should be aware concerns CDL drivers. CDL drivers, please keep in mind you are subject to the non-DOT testing. An example, a CDL driver has an incident, but it does not meet the criteria to be drug and alcohol tested as stated in the regulations. In this case, per company policy, this driver can be required to submit to a non-DOT drug test. I never like to end any presentation I have ever given without my personal take on things. The year 2020 will be in history books as a year of confusion, devastation, uncertainty, and testing in so many ways. A time where a pandemic swept through the entire world, with Louisiana being referenced as being classified as the hardest hit state in the United States. People will forever remember family, friends, and so many others who had to face death in a hospital alone. A time when people had to wear masks to protect them from this exposure, maintain social distance, even from family members, and working from home was a new normal. And to top things off, the pandemic was accompanied by the devastation created by Hurricane Laura. So I personally, and from the entire Global Data Fusion family, want to thank SLEMCO employees for a job well done. I'm fully aware of what it's like to have to leave a family during emergency situations, which did include storms and hurricanes, except my duty was in a different capacity. On recent occasions, I spoke to employees of various companies who said they feel like they're just a number and didn't feel appreciated. At times, I felt unappreciated, but I would meet people who expressed their gratitude and appreciation. It may have been years since that situation even took place. So many look for fulfillment where it can't be found. You may look for it in your possessions, such as cars, trucks, four-wheelers, etc. You may look for it in another person, such as receiving praise from someone for a job well done. Don't look for that, thank you, from everyone you meet, but have personal pride and satisfaction that you did the very best you could. As Bruce Lee said, the key to immortality is first living a life worth living. And may I say, I know some of the SLEMCO employees personally, and they do just that. Again, there is always going to be a conflict in life. Life will not be perfect for anyone, whether it's concerning family, economically, politically, and work, and so many other areas of life. You will experience dissatisfaction in one way or another. Remember, people watch what you do, not what you say. Each and every person will influence someone. It may be a family member, a friend, or someone you don't even know. Will this influence be positive or negative? You make the choice. This is your life and your legacy. Again, we want to express our deep appreciation for the entire SLEMCO family. If you ever need help or advice, please contact me at Global Data Fusion or speak to Louisa. She knows where to find me. Thank you, stay safe, and God bless you.